All right, we are live here in Chef's Kitchen. We're joined each and every week with former National Hockey League player agent Dave Frost. Dave is in British Columbia, as you can tell by the screen, and I am back in beautiful, sunny Orange County, California. Dave, you're wearing a toque, eh?
It's freezing. It's pouring all day.
Are you kidding me?
It's
How cold is
pouring.
it? What is it?
Pissing rain all day.
Oh, rain.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm looking at my phone, and it's 77 degrees here in Southern California. Not a cloud in the sky.
I got the fireplace on.
I see that. It's like, yeah. Is it gas? Is that a gas? You don't have logs, do you?
No, this one's gas.
That's gas?
Yeah.
All right, so as you can tell, some of the jerseys behind me are changed. I've got a Coyotes jersey in there, Gastineau, of course, and well, it's over here. It is Trevor Zegras' high school jersey. So
he's playing so well.
What's that?
He's doing so well.
Oh, he's just on fire. He is the American version of Mitch Marner. He just doesn't have the points, but he is he is a perimeter player. He will never go in the trenches. He will never win you anything. He will be a ornament on a Stanley Cup team if they can cover him. And it's so nice because he's from Golden Spoon, New York, which is lovely. Okay, so the biggest rumor of the day has him going to the Boston Bruins.
Oh, I hope so. Because he'll think Boston. He'll think him.
I'll tell you right now, Hank brother number one does not want to see that. That is, oh my God.
I can't see Boston being stupid enough.
But I don't know why the Bruins think they're desperate. They do need a new head coach. That coach is
yeah, I think it's their personnel. I don't like their team.
No. I'm drinking soda, of course. Okay.
You're drinking soda?
Yeah, Coke Zero.
Yeah, lay off that stuff, bub.
Yeah, but I'm down 38 pounds since mid-September.
Not from drinking soda, you're not.
I'm on phentermine.
What is that?
Some pill. Some
like Ozempic?
What's that?
Like Ozempic?
Yeah, it's like Ozempic, but it's a pill. But yeah, I probably should take it for another 3 months and drink gallons and gallons of water a day. And I sweat for no reason. As a matter of fact, after we did our last podcast in Toronto, I stood in line to get into Scotiabank, and I was sweating like a hostage on a plane. It was unbelievable.
Okay, so before we get into hockey, tell me how the California people or anybody in your life in America is feeling about Donald.
Well, as you could probably imagine, half the people are pissed, the other half are ecstatic. And it's odd because every female I know that is pissed that Trump got in is like, oh my gosh, they took away the women's rights. They didn't take away the women's rights. All he did was put the abortion back on the states. And every woman that's pissed that I know, they've either already had kids or they've never even had them. So I can't understand, it's, so getting back to your question, it's 50-50. It's, but the best analogy I can give somebody about Trump, people voted for Trump, and it's a lot like masturbation. because nobody will tell you they do it, but they do it anyway. And no one will tell you they voted for Trump, but they do it anyway.
I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
He won a fucking mandate. He didn't just win.
Oh, that was a landslide. That's a landslide win. There's you get over, what was it, 312, 322 electoral votes.
You see, he nominated gas, eh?
Yeah.
That's gonna cause the fucking major.
Yeah, he's gonna repeal a lot of things that a lot of the state governors put in, and you know, I hate to say it is what it is, or we'll have to see, but it's a change was necessary. I'm sorry to say it like that. The change had to come. You know, I drive an electric vehicle. I drive an electric vehicle for many reasons, but number one is the gas. The gas is $5.50 a gallon here in California. It's going to go up.
$5.50.
Yep, and they just put a 65-cent tax on the gas, and they make it here. It's not as if they say, okay, well, we don't make it here. You're going to have to import the gas. They make the gas here, and it's horrible. It is absolutely deplorable.
I don't know how much impact Trump is going to have on gas, though.
Well, he'll work with, I mean, they all say, oh, well, we'll work with the companies for the consumer, of course, but, you know, the proof will be in the pudding.
But it's other major things he will make a major impact on. He's already made an impact on the world.
Yeah, there's already people that they want to meet with him already, or first thing, or whichever. I'll tell you, a telltale sign is, you know, I had a friend of mine. She was upset about the price of eggs, so she built a chicken coop and brought in eggs, you know, brought in chickens.
And Paul Addison did that.
Yeah, he did other things too, but I couldn't believe it. You know, I never got any eggs from her. She said, but it is what it is, but just brutal. And then Biden, you know, there's the big rumor that they're going to bring in Kamala, and she'll be the 47th president, and then she'll obviously, you know, step aside. But they're going to burn, if they do that, they'll burn 4 years of her presidency if she ever gets elected president.
No, she won't even take it. She won't do it.
Yeah, well, who wants to go out like that? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, it's, you know, it's easy to say the word scapegoat or lame duck or token or whichever you want to use, but that's just brutal. It's absolutely brutal that they would do that. And you can tell the Democratic Party doesn't like the Democrats. They don't like Kamala, and they don't like Joe. So.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck all them. And
I know.
Joe Biden, he's just, let's be honest, he's just old and senile.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have been in the position anyway.
He really shouldn't be there.
Where he fucked up is he bullshitted the country. He said he was coming in for the one term, and he got powerful and greedy. He tried to stay. He should have fucked off. They should have had a convention and nominated. It probably would have been that California fucking twit that won.
Oh, Mr. Newsom.
Isn't he a beauty?
Yeah, he's something. He's handsome. Okay, so we'll touch on one more thing before we get to the NHL. What are your chances that your Blue Jays are going to sign Juan Soto?
I doubt they get him. They're trying to get everybody, unless they give him $50 million a year.
I doubt he'd take it.
Oh, he might take 50.
Yeah, but I think he's going to get 50 in New York.
No fucking way.
Oh, yeah.
He's on line for the 40s.
Well, he might get 50 if the Yankees need him that bad. I mean, Hal's going to be here next week. So, and Hal doesn't usually step in.
The Yankees need him. That's for damn sure.
They do need him. They do need him.
Now, Soto's supposedly friends with Guerrero. And Guerrero told them, if you get Soto, I'll sign long term.
Well, if you'll remember, Guerrero cut his hair and said he used to say that he would never play for the Yankees. And now it's, well, you know, he hemmed and hawed all season about it. He would look good in pinstripes. That's for sure.
I think Toronto's going to sign him.
I don't know.
That's the rumors anyway.
Okay, so I bothered you on Sunday. How did you enjoy your NFL games?
It's all right. I find it's not, the league feels like, I don't know what the word is. I've heard a couple guys say, well, guys are like not as, the rules have stagnated some of the play. It just doesn't seem as physical as it once was. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what.
Well, the first play I ever saw on TV was Jack Tatum when he paralyzed Darryl Stingley back, I think it was 77 or 78. And that was an exhibition game. And I do remember a couple of other games that I watched where there were some pretty brutal hits. But, I mean, I grew up in Connecticut. I got to see literally every Giants game. And I got to see Lawrence Taylor in his prime. And that is equivalent to any Toronto Maple Leaf fan seeing Wendell Clark or Darryl Sittler in their prime, or Dave Keon, who's my idol. But I'm a Jets fan, and nobody sucks like the Jets. I'll tell you that. It's brutal. And the big rumor is they're going to bring in a coach. I hope they bring in Brian Flores. He's a Brooklyn kid, a pretty good coach, but they need somebody experienced. Maybe Gruden, maybe Vrabel. I don't think Vrabel's coming in.
You think Gruden will get back in?
Well, the only one that would bring him back would be Woody. And Woody Johnson is leaving the Jets probably to work for the Trump administration. He was the UK ambassador during Trump's first term. So that's probably waiting in the wings. And that means Christopher Johnson, Woody's brother, will take over the duties of running the day-to-day operations of the Jets. So just an absolute disaster in New York.
You know, it's funny because there's the odd time Rodgers looks like money, and then there's the odd time where you think he's not getting pass protection. He's got nobody to throw, but he just doesn't have the mobility that he used to have.
No, and he doesn't. He doesn't have the mobility, and it's like I know players have the drive to play, but that's not the same player that was in Green Bay, and that wasn't the same play. We never saw him before he tore his Achilles. He played 3 downs and was out for the year last year, but he doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers. And I don't know, we signed Aaron Rodgers. So anyway.
But you always have the overpaid, inflated, fucking horrible Dak Prescott.
Oh,
he is pure garbage.
Oh, yeah. And now he's due this weekend to New York for a second opinion on that torn hamstring. He'll probably miss the year. Probably miss the year. Okay, so from those Jets to those Winnipeg Jets, what do you think of the Winnipeg Jets start?
Well, if you watch them, I've watched 3 of their games. One of them was against Toronto, so they lost. But they are so effective in all areas on the ice. And I like Hellebuck.
Well, we'll see Hellebuck at the Four Nations. So, but I've seen a couple of their games.
He could be Canada's. He could be the fucking demise for Canada.
Easily. What do you think of? Does Winnipeg remind you of Vancouver last year when they got off to that hot start?
I don't know about Vancouver. I really like their depth. And their lines, the first three lines anyway, aren't much different from each other.
Right.
Arneal must know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that he would. I never really would have considered him as a, upper echelon coach, but I guess he's doing okay. He's pushed all the right buttons so far. What other team out?
They got a good team.
So I got to ask you this: what other team out west has sparked your interest? What team?
Well, Dallas.
Yeah.
Is going to be a powerhouse. You see, Winnipeg and Dallas, they'll pick people up at the deadline, right?
Right.
It could come down to them. Well, Pete DeBoer is a well-coached team.
Yep, well-disciplined.
Fucking Maurice again. Florida's deadly.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's touching that.
I don't see anybody in the East knocking off Florida. I really don't. Tampa's taking a step back. Boston's taking a step back. Ottawa's taking a half step forward. The Rangers don't look sharp. Washington is a bubble that's ready to burst at any moment.
Yeah, I'm interested to watch them tonight a little closer to see what everybody saw. Ovi's obviously back.
Right. When do you see Ovi? This is a trick question. When do you see Ovi breaking Waino's record?
Well, if he keeps up this pace, it'll be in the new year, February.
Well, February is a very light schedule, so I'm thinking early March. Do you know what that means?
No. Toronto?
You know where they are in early March?
Toronto? Really?
Yep. They are here March 11th, 12th, and 14th in the Golden State.
Now, will those people even know the ticket that they're buying?
Yeah, they'll know. I have a Gretzky, obviously it's his record he's going to break, so that'll be a big deal in LA. And
we don't like that.
Oh yeah,
that's a quick trip. Where's he live? Vegas?
He's in Arizona. He's in Arizona.
Arizona?
I think, yeah. Last I heard, Wayne was in Arizona. He's not in Vegas. I don't think he's in Vegas.
Oh.
Well, my March trip is Toronto at Utah, and then I race back for 2 of Ovechkin's games, and I'm not going to go to San Jose, but I at least want to get a chance to see him. And
well, he's going to slow down a bit.
Well, he'll be well rested because he's not playing Four Nations.
Good.
I think that's just a big farce. So that young Russian kid in Philly looks pretty good. He'd look great at Four Nations, don't you think? Boy, they could really promote a young player in that league.
This Tortorella, he doesn't give a shit.
No, yeah. I just think it's horrible. I think it's horrible that the
the agent wants to kick the shit out of Torts.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Who's the agent?
Torts.
Who's the agent? Is it Don Milstein?
I don't even know. The problem with Torts is he has no rhyme or reason most of the time for picking guys. Like, he picks on guys.
Right. Do you remember him doing this with Sheldon?
Oh, yeah. He did it with Sheldon.
I knew that was coming.
I wanted to beat the shit out of little fart.
Here it comes.
He's just a little fart. He's a good coach, though.
Yeah, I just didn't like the way that Craig Ramsey was pushed out of Tampa. I mean, that was Ramsey.
Oh, that was torts.
Yeah, that was all torts. Oh, yeah. All torts. All torts. All right, let's get it over with. What the fuck happened last night with the Leafs?
I don't know about this. Like I told you, the jam on loose pucks, power plays, their overall jam is just not there.
Nope.
Nobody to grab them by the throat last night between periods and be like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
You know, that was a great win for Ottawa, and they made Toronto look silly.
I thought it was laughable that the last podcast we did, the Leafs looked like shit. And then they get a shutout against Boston. I get on the plane and fly home. And they won 3 games at home. And then they burped that one against Ottawa last night. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Fucking Ottawa. They could have buried them right then and there. They keep giving these teams life. It just drives me up the wall. I can't handle it.
I think Toronto, like I've been saying this for years to you, until they change the makeup, forget about it. They're always gonna be up, they're gonna be down. They're never gonna be consistent.
Right.
They don't have what Winnipeg or Florida or Dallas has on their roster. They don't have guys that just won't allow it. They have guys that soft skill. There's no other word for it. I like Nylander most nights, but he's soft skill. Yep. Marner, soft skill. Matthews, soft skill. JT's soft, and his skill's depreciating. I just don't like their makeup roster.
Well, I will say that I watched Benoit, and we're talking about a 5th, 6th defenseman. We're not talking about, he's not going to be in the Norris running, obviously, but they stuck him with Timmins, and Timmins all last year sucked. So I don't know what they did with Timmins, but they he's like, they took the leash off him. But here's the problem. If he's supposed to be like a high-scoring defenseman or an offensive defenseman, why isn't he on the power play? Why isn't he on the second unit? And it's deplorable. And watching Benoit, he's got his own guy, and he's got to cover other people because Tim Simmons he sucks. He hasn't gotten better. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you got a point, but Benoit has not played as physical.
I don't think he can. I think that he's on the it's on the ice. He's looking around. He doesn't. There's like a confusion thing there. He knew McCabe like the back of his hand. He doesn't know Timmins.
See, I don't buy it. You can still be physical in your own right. He's got to go back to it. He's playing comfortable to me. I mean, obviously, the other changes they made on D have helped them. And Stolarz has helped them.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, the whole roster, and like, what the fuck? Ryan Reeves, drop your gloves, man.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that all season. The game in Boston, again, is like I got to see Mitch Marner live in 2 games. I have never seen someone take the long way to work every shift he's on.
He's a perimeter player, right?
Oh, he avoids the puck. I've never seen anything like it. He's not hungry for it. He should want it all the time. He's got all the skill in the world, but just zero. Obviously, he's not going to be the biggest physical player, but he's horrible. Like I've never seen anything like it. It's embarrassing and it's deplorable to watch. And last summer they had an opportunity to trade him. They never did, and it's been one embarrassment after the other with him.
You used the Hillary Clinton.
I did.
Deplorable a lot, eh?
Well, yeah, it's deplorable. Is that who says that a lot? Is Hillary Rodham? How come you know so much about Merkin politics?
The first time we lived there, I guess if I add it up, oh
No.
not my childhood. I guess since the age of 30 to now.
Well, you were here during the Clinton administration with Sheldon, and then Bush won in 2000.
Well, I was there twice for extended times.
Wow.
I lived in Florida.
That's right.
I was in New York for a bit. I was in Cali for a long time.
Yep.
So maybe that's where I caught it, the bug, right?
Yeah, so you were here for the W administration and Obama.
Yeah. I watched, and I've always watched, more American politics than I did Canadian.
Really?
Yeah. I watch Canada now just because I can't stand the prick, hoping they're going to gas him, right?
Yeah. He's, when is that election?
It's still a while, but they're trying to get him out now. His own parliament's trying to get him out.
Really? Can they do that up there?
The what?
Can they do that up there?
Yeah. They're trying to force him out.
He won't step aside?
Well, because he's an arrogant fuck, right?
Right. Well, his father was arrogant as well, so.
Yeah, but at least his father had some brains. Like, his father at least understood the political arena. Trudeau's a complete fuck up.
I remember Pierre took the prime minister train to British Columbia.
Yeah, you talked about that before.
Yeah, that's awesome. They threw it's like cabbage night. You'd have to be somebody.
That's nice compared to what Canadians want to do to him.
Well,
so hopefully they give him a non-confidence vote and they get him out.
Yeah. It's
now with him, if the new guy Polyev gets in, there will be a direct move on gas because he'll take away his tax. It's killing us on everything. And he supposedly takes his tax and he helps the environment, which is a load of shit.
Yeah. That's brutal.
Yeah, it's not good. Brutal. I think that's a major reason the Blue Jays have to overpay is because of all the goddamn tax here in Toronto, Canada.
Well, there, I know that you can't pay someone in American dollars, but there has to be some sort of sliding scale. I'm really surprised no one in the NHL Players Association has thought of these things, but there needs to be a sliding scale so people don't sit there, shrug their shoulders, and go, why would I sign in British Columbia when I can get the same amount of money tax-free in Florida or Texas? It puts a lot of teams at disadvantages, and
I think the only reason guys sign in Canada, basically, baseball or hockey, is for the fun of enjoyment of playing in your home country.
right.
Now, if you sign with the Blue Jays, you're literally being paid to play for the country.
Right.
And if you sign in Toronto or Vancouver, Edmonton, whatever, you're signing in major hockey market. The market makes the signing, right?
Right.
But there's got to be some fucking thing the NHL can do with the new CBA to give them some relief. I mean, fucking Florida, Dallas, Tampa, Vegas. What an advantage they have.
Yeah. I've said it for decades that there has to be some sort of sliding scale of adjustment, and it's not collusion, but it's a financial like you can't work for a company in New York and live in Vegas and have to pay the tax in New York, but you get it tax-free since you reside. It's all about the residence.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised and where you perform your day-to-day work. I'm very surprised that there's not a lot of things that are flexible with that. There are doctors that get paid in California and they have a practice in Vegas. So what they do is they work 2.5 days in California, 3 days in Nevada, and they'll see a patient in Cali, but they'll write it in Vegas. So they'll say, well, we gave we had phone calls and we had this, and this, so it's tax free. So there's doctors doing it. I know doctors that have gone to prison for it. So there's loopholes and ways that need to be exploited, and that has a lot to do with the government. But it is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. But that's the NHLPA, and I'm sure obviously you know more about it than I do. But there's no.
Well, it takes two people, right, to make a deal.
Right.
Gary and the owners need to step up to the Canadian owners. See, there's no love lost because Toronto and Montreal and Vancouver are all filthy rich, right?
Right.
But there's got to be something.
I've never seen any. You know what? I think you hit the nail halfway on the head there. There's not an American. Now that Utah has the club, there's not an American team that's struggling financially.
Oh, fuck no.
Nope.
Well, and the way they do their market share and the new TV deal in Canada is coming up soon, and that'll be worth probably almost $1 billion.
Right. Well, I know that the Ducks just finalized their television package, and I don't know what they did with it, but I know that they just finalized something. But we're a month into the season. It's bizarre that things like this don't get done. But yeah, it's brutal, absolutely brutal.
You know, I a buddy. I wish I could say his name, but it could fuck him up. It's a former NHLer. He's in hockey right now.
Okay.
And he
Sheldon Keefe.
no, he said to me, "Isn't it scary how many NHL teams currently are being run by managers that don't have the slightest idea how to run a franchise?"
Yeah.
And that's like picking a player, picking a coach, the overall roster construction, the overall knowledge, and he was going through it with me. I was writing it all down.
Carolina and Columbus are on that list.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, there's not a lot of knowledge. And that's why the guys that do know, their teams stay ahead of the curve.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
And these guys are look at Pittsburgh. Fucking, we thought Dubas was bad in Toronto.
Yeah. He's worse there. He's
Because he doesn't have as much coverage.
There's what?
Not as much coverage as Toronto. Oh. He had a covering in Toronto. They had money to throw at a shitload of different areas to kind of make up. And let's face it, he walked into the roster. You know, those were Hunter's, mostly Hunter's picks.
Yeah, he in Toronto they were mostly.
Once Pittsburgh's done, once he'll be done. That'll be it.
I think Pittsburgh is. I saw online that everyone is available off the Penguins roster except for Sid the Kid.
Yeah, that's what I heard that too, but
I just
think about. Well, it's not just Pittsburgh. There's others, but
oh yeah,
that guy's running a franchise. Just think of it. That little fucking twit.
Yeah,
it just amazes me.
I still can't get over. You know, it's a little bit with this team, the Jets. You have a quarterback that's a Hall of Famer, and you bring in a rookie coach that's never coached in the NFL. And it's the same thing in the National Hockey League, is that you're bringing in a GM that's won nothing. He won one playoff round in Toronto, and you named him GM of Pittsburgh, and he was supposed to right all the wrongs. He couldn't even get Sheldon to go to Pittsburgh. I mean, brutal. Absolutely brutal. I've never seen anything like it. But then again, you have Tannenbaum keeping Shanahan employed in Toronto. He never won anything either. He never had any major experience except for...
Let me say this to you.
Here it comes.
And you're going to have to hold on to this.
Mm-hmm.
This new president, Pelly.
Yeah.
He's a whippersnapper. If Toronto doesn't get their shit together, you'll see major firings.
Well, I don't.
He has no interest in fucking around. And I think he will make Shanahan the next to go.
He has to be. He has to be.
It'll domino into Marner, Tavares. They have a chance, tree living, to right all of Dubas's wrongs. get rid of some of that salary, and fucking start new.
Well, here's the problem I have with that. I don't have actually.
Chef, they're not gonna win.
No, they're not gonna win.
With the current the structure, construction of the Ross, no fucking way they win.
My issue with Tree Living is we knew that they were not going to win with Mitch Marner. We knew this. We knew that they were not going to win with Mitch.
I wonder if Tree Living thought,
what, Berube's going to wave a magic wand over his fucking head and it's going to work?
That's my only thought process is, did Tree Living say, let's give a motherfucker in Berube a chance to squeeze the boat, and Berube might win a round. He might win too. But they'll never win a cup with this team.
No. They might. You have to figure.
In fact, I don't think they'd win too. Because they'll end up playing Florida at some point and
they'll play Florida second round and they'll be home in 5 games.
Yeah.
And my issue is that I understand what you're saying and I agree with it, but here's the issue. Marner's been soft since day fucking 1 in the NHL. Dubas signed him to that shit contract, and they had a chance to get out from under the contract and trade him for an asset. Dursey, Cruz,
I know you're anyone, but like to this day, like Kiprios,
right?
Nick believes wholeheartedly in Marner.
Oh,
and it surprises me because I know Justin Bourne on the show doesn't.
No,
Justin's right. You can't win in playoffs with too many guys with Marner's skills only.
Let me tell you,
right?
That surprises the shit out of me about Nick.
Me too, because he won a cup with the Rangers.
Yep.
Guy scored 60 goals in the O.
Yep.
He gets it. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what's behind it. But he's one of the only guys that clearly doesn't see it. I know what Marner does. Marner's a really, I've said it a million times. He's a really skilled guy.
Yep.
Tremendous penalty killer. He's got his moments on the power play. Great passer. He just doesn't grind in playoffs like you need.
He's horrible.
He can't be the star. And that's the problem in Toronto. They set him up for failure to be one of the stars.
But my issue is that we knew this before July 1st. Tree Living didn't do anything about it. He didn't move him.
Yeah, he has no trade.
What's that? Oh, yeah, now he has the no trade after
July. Well, no,
1st.
he had it then. The only time they could have traded him is Shanahan had an opportunity between the firing of Dubas.
Right. Right, that's what it was. Correct.
But Shanahan told all those skill guys, oh, don't worry, you're not going anywhere. He fucked.
That was the worst. My issue is that there's the window to trade him, and they never did it. They never did it. And
it's going to take this summer. I'll tell you right now, if they sign him, they're literally finished. Because they'll never win with him. Never.
Nope.
They got to start over.
Yep.
They got to grab a Florida Panther this summer, if they can, throw the bank at him.
Sam Bennett.
Bennett's a UFA, right?
Yep.
I'll bet you Florida fucking ends up signing him.
I don't know if they have the money because of Verhage and Chuck and Bob Roski.
Yeah. Now the payroll's going to go up again, right?
Right.
Not enough to cover that, but yeah.
No, but the payroll will go up, but Nyes is going to eat into that. McCabe will eat into it a little bit. But $22 million is coming off the books off of JT and Mitch, and that's a good start.
Well, listen, if you're tree living and you have any sense, you got to make a major impact signing like a Bennett to change the makeup of how this roster competes in playoffs.
The culture of the team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you're not going to trade Matthews.
No. And you're
just
not going to
let
trade
him score goals and be what he is. Because you're not going to fucking change him.
No. Do you see help on the horizon down on the farm with the Marlies?
No.
Yeah. They got one. There's a Russian player, and I can't pronounce his last name.
Oh, the gritty guy.
Yeah.
He might be up for the year's over.
When do we see him? Because I can't handle Robertson.
No, they have to get it. Somebody's playing tonight. Is it Steve's?
I hope Steve's is in the lineup, but I mean, he's a college kid that's slow to develop, and you're going to need him, but I don't like Steve's. I don't think that he's a fourth liner at best. He's but you are what you are at times. But I don't know who's coming out. McCann doesn't look like he has. McCann looks like he signed a big contract, and his balls are the size of raisins.
Yeah,
it's like, you got to be kidding me. Horrible.
Hey, you want to do a podcast after the Tyson fight?
Right after the Tyson fight would be good. Before the Tyson fight, I have a birthday party to go to, and I'm going to Rogers Gardens. We can do one after, or we could do a quick one before and a quick one after.
No, there's no point in doing one before.
All right, let me ask you this then while you're right here. Is Tyson winning that or losing it?
I think he's winning.
He's going to beat the fucking shit out of that kid.
Well, he's fucking 50 years old, man.
59.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Like, the body doesn't work the same anymore. You and I know this.
Yeah, but I mean...
Hey, if somebody stole my truck right now, I could go out for 4 or 5 minutes and lay a fucking beating on them. But if there's 6 of them and I gotta keep doing it, I'm in trouble.
Well, didn't you have the neutralizer just walk past you?
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, I got a couple neutralizers. I got my youngest down there is a fucking tank.
Well,
let my dog out, but I'm just saying, at our age, I'm probably pretty tough for about 3 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a lot of road rage here in LA.
Yeah, but it's the cardio.
Yeah, that's a big thing with me.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm tough for 5 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the biggest thing for me.
I hope Tyson smokes him with the left.
Well, let me something.
Is it even a fight though, or is it exhibition? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing: is that everybody says, "Oh, when you think exhibition, you think it's all for fun and charity." Mike Tyson is in the hurt business.
Yeah.
He is going to hurt him, and it's always been like that with him. He's, there's a line, like you can have an all-star player like go to the home run derby and they're all having fun. I've never seen somebody in a home run derby go, "Oh, that's okay. We're just here to have fun."
No, I'm not saying that. It's not going to be Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
But he's an older dude now. But he's a killer.
He
has to end early is what I'm saying.
There is a line with Mike Tyson. So
if I'm that YouTuber, what's his name again?
Jake Paul.
The Paul brothers, right?
Yeah.
If I'm that YouTuber, I fucking stay away from him for as long as I can.
Yep. Well,
then maybe catch him tired.
Well, it's gonna be the left jab and then the right cross and the right uppercut, and that is signature.
I was watching him do some training.
Oh,
he would fucking mutilate someone if that punch lands.
I'll tell you, I'm glad you brought up the training. The scariest thing about Mike Tyson and his training is the guy that's holding up the gloves and has the rib thing on isn't wearing any headgear. And there's two reasons for that. Not a lot of people know this, and I'll tell you why in a second. The number one reason is Tyson is now, he's not missing. He's got pinpoint accuracy now. So the guy takes off the headset. He doesn't have to worry about it. And number two, he doesn't have to worry about getting hit because it's Mike Tyson. I mean, I know that's two different things, and I said the same thing. But I gotta tell the world this, and not a lot of people know this. So I went to college at Hudson Valley in Troy, New York. My first roommate, there were four of us, five altogether. There was a guy on a basketball team, football team, myself on the hockey team, the chess club, and the boxing team. So Hudson Valley at the time had a boxing thing. And I watched my roommate box, and he knew Mike Tyson. And they put a piece of tape on a ceiling fan, twisted it, made it into a ball, then turned the ceiling fan on. And he would shadow box around the ceiling fan tape ball that was swinging around. And then I watched Mike Tyson do it 15 years later. And it was just like watching him train and watching Tyson was like watching a machine. And I watched I shouldn't say every, I have watched every Tyson fight there is. I've been a big fan of his, but more along the lines as like I knew I was watching Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Magic Johnson, Kobe, all rolled into all these great players. I was watching boxing history. And it is, let me just say this. I don't want to take up all the time, but Tyson signs the deal with Jake Paul. Two people called Jake Paul. Teddy Atlas, who used to train with Tyson, and Kevin Rooney. And both of them trained Tyson. Both of those men begged Jake Paul, call it off, do something. You don't want to get in the ring with this man. Jake Paul is looking at this as a payday. Mike Tyson is going to hurt him. Sorry. Brutal.
I hope you're right.
Oh, he's going to kick the shit out of him. There's no way. I mean,
well, hey, look at Paul's a big dude. He's a big guy.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure he can take a punch. But if Tyson catches him, it's good night, Charlie.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the best one. You know, somebody told me
But
this.
Jeff, 56, 58 years old?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Let me ask you this. If Wayne Gretzky put on a pair of ice skates and he went and played,
He'd be fucking awful. He couldn't get up and down the ice.
well, that's also because he's been inactive for 2 decades, right? But my thing is that when Randy Burridge would play at the LHA,
oh, like yeah.
You remember that? I mean, but you know, it's at the end of the day. Well, you know, maybe hockey's a little bit different. You know what I mean? There's
so much different skill that goes into it.
Right, but you can't tell me that if David Ortiz or Alex Rodriguez or Derek Jeter stepped into the batter's box and there was a fastball coming right down Broadway, you can't tell me that they would strike out. It's just the way it is. Did that guy just beat up a prowler?
I don't know.
Absolutely brutal. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we will do a potty after
Friday night.
Yep.
I'll talk to you then, Bob.
What's that?
I'll talk to you then.
All right. This is Chef and Chef's Kitchen. Stay hungry.